Welcome to Seven Rivers Sports. I'm your host, Terry Erickson. Each week, an inside look into sports, wellness, and fitness. As you probably know, we're always looking for new programs, special programs. We're looking for new ideas. We're looking for special guests. We found one today. Our guest today, the founder and executive director of Abilities in Harmony Adaptive Show Choir. Something you may not have heard, but at the end of the show, you'll know everything about this program. Sierra Lyon, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Before we get into this interview, give our viewers an overview of Abilities in Harmony Adaptive Show Choir.
Sure. So we have held 4 camps locally, and so Abilities in Harmony provides show choir camps to middle and high school students that wouldn't otherwise have the opportunity to do show choir. So at our camps, they spend time learning songs and dances that they perform in a concluding show.
I got lots of questions to delve deep into what Abilities in Harmony Adaptive Show Choir is all about. But let's start at the beginning.
Yeah.
How'd you get the idea? How'd you get the name Abilities in Harmony?
Yeah, so I actually started this after living with a family that has 2 kids with special needs. And those kids love to sing and dance. And I was always in show choir all through middle school, all through high school. And we were kind of just joking one day, oh, they'd be so good at show choir. And I realized, oh my gosh, they would be really, really good at show choir. And so from there I knew this was something that needed to be started. And so I just started working on towards their first camp. And the name came from the family themselves. So the kids and I, this is a family of 8 kids. And so we all sat down one night just throwing names around and came from that.
Harmony? I mean, harmony does fit in with show choir, dancing.
Oh, definitely.
And so on.
Yeah.
But harmony was the word you selected.
Yes, yep. Abilities in Harmony. I feel like it really just kind of says what we're all about. Just everybody's ability is in harmony with us.
I did read some information, and I know you were in Haiti, and you lived with a family.
Yep.
But let's come back to that in a minute. But your gift was recognized when you were very young, because I knew you back when you were in middle school and high school and a friend of your family. But you really, your love of grew when you were in high school at Onalaska High School, graduated in 2017. 16.
Yep.
And you were deeply involved in show choir there. Talk about that.
Yes. So I started in middle school, and I had always been in dance, and I always enjoyed music, and I just thought it would be a fun way to meet some people, make some new friends, good way to stay involved. And I ended up being kind of good at it. And then I got good at it, and I just really started to enjoy it, and I was a dance captain my senior year. And Onalaska has an amazing show choir program, and that's just so supported by their administration and by the choir directors, and so it was a really cool program to be a part of. So I wanted to give that to other people. And
so upon graduation, or right in there, then you took your mission trip?
Yes. So I graduated, I did a semester of college, and then the second semester, my freshman year, is when I did the mission trip.
Okay, talk about that. You alluded to that earlier, but you went to Haiti on a mission trip for your church?
So I lived with a family that runs Upstream International, and so they work in Haiti, Kenya, and Uganda, helping in schools and orphanages for people living in intense poverty. And so they moved their family of 10. They have 8 kids. They had 2 big dogs. They moved their family down to Haiti for a year to work for their mission. And so I lived with them for 3 months.
Okay, now a lot of people watching, probably everybody watching, and me, have never had an experience like that. A life-changing experience.
Yeah.
Haiti, living among the poor, helping out. Explain that to both me and our viewers.
Yeah, it was definitely an eye-opening experience in a way that I didn't expect. It grew my appreciation for everything that I have in this country and all the opportunities available to me. And it just grew my knowledge of the world and just the way that I see people. And I think I have a greater compassion for others. I have a greater understanding for others. And I definitely appreciate what I have a lot more than I did previously.
Would you be the person you are today without taking that trip?
No, definitely not. And I mean, the biggest thing I think that came out of it for me was Abilities in Harmony, and that, you know, going into it, that wasn't something I had expected to have happen, but that trip was definitely life-changing.
So you come back, you get this idea, you bounce it off mom, dad, grandparents, and so on. Go back to that minute. Go back to that scene when you shared what you wanted to do.
Yeah, so I actually shared with my mom over FaceTime. I was still in Haiti when I had decided I wanted to do it. So I called her and I said, this is what I want to do. Do you think it's something is this attainable? Do you think I can get this to happen? And she's like, yes, of course, this is a great idea. We totally need to do this. Who do you want to contact? Because I was there, I didn't have a lot of access to internet. So she helped me get connected, and when I got back, it just kind of took off. I first started by contacting my high school show choir director and said, this is what I want to do. What do you think? And he said, of course, we love that. Let me talk to the administration. So supportive. So supportive.
So again, our guest today, Sierra Lyon, she's the founder and executive director of Abilities in Harmony Adaptive Show Choir. You came back, you had this idea. A lot of our viewers may don't know, it's the only program in the Midwest accepting children of all levels. So it's, you're really pioneering something. There are special needs programs in floor hockey and baseball and basketball. I know that from watching some of those myself. But you're filling a musical gap that has never been attempted before.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, the coolest thing about this has been to see these kids that have wanted to have this exact opportunity to finally have that. I know of a couple kids for certain that have watched their siblings be in show choir for years and just longing to have that same opportunity, and just, why can't I do it? Why can my sister do it but not me? And for them to finally have that opportunity has been so amazing.
We're going to talk about how amazing that is, but you started with the idea, and then you just had a few people the first year, and it's grown since then.
Yeah.
Kind of track that growth.
Yeah, so our first summer we had 8 performers, and we match each of our performers one-on-one with the volunteer. So our volunteers are university students or high school students, usually show choir alumni as well. And so at our first camp we had 8 kids, and they were each paired one-on-one, and it went really well. Everyone was like, when is the next camp? When are we going to do this again? That was amazing. Like, let's do this again. And so I felt, oh, wow, okay, that I wasn't expecting to do this again, but we have to now. This is awesome. And so that next February, we had 16 kids in our camp. So we doubled the size of our camp. And since then, the next summer, our second annual camp, we had to split it into a middle school and high school because the camp had grown so much.
So this is your 4th year?
This is our 3rd summer.
Okay.
Our 3rd summer.
Okay, and so you started with a dream and a thought and so on, and the ideas you presented to people were like, that sounds incredible. Have you experienced any setbacks? Have you come across any roadblocks on the way?
Yeah, it has been challenging. So this summer we're expanding to other communities, and it has been challenging for me to set those camps up, to, have a show choir director talk to a 20-year-old and say, oh yeah, that's a great idea, come here and do this. I, as a 20-year-old, often have trouble getting people to take me seriously. And I think that's been a major roadblock. But in this last year, we've become a nonprofit organization, and people on my board of directors have been incredibly instrumental in helping make those connections that I personally wasn't able to do myself.
Well, you said a lot of people maybe don't take a 20-year-old serious, but after watching the show, they will take you serious.
Well, good. I hope so.
I can guarantee you that.
So. I try.
We have a special needs sister, and so I'm very familiar, and I've been involved with special needs programs throughout my life as a volunteer and coach and so on. But when you say special needs, there's various levels of that. So, but you're open to all kinds of special needs.
Yep.
Talk about some of that.
Yeah, so a lot of kids that participate in our camps have autism and Down syndrome. Those are the most common. But we also have some other kids that, they're completely physically able, or they're completely cognitively able, and they just can't move their body quite right. And so that's been a big learning experience for us, is how do we accommodate all of those needs? And having the volunteers one-on-one with them, working for that one child and making sure that their experience in the camp is exactly perfect and exactly what we're hoping to get, has been amazing. Our volunteers have made it so that every child, regardless of their ability, has a successful experience.
How many young people, 20 years old, are still trying to figure out what's going on in their life and in the world, have accomplished this already, and yet, I don't know if our viewers know, but you are still in college.
Yes. Yes, I am still going to school, so I have 1 year left at Viterbo for marketing. And yeah, sometimes it's a struggle when finals are happening and we have a major fundraising banquet coming up when that's all happening at once. And I'm also moving out and my dance classes are having their performance and everything's going on. But then when we have the camps, then I forget about all that. Then that's suddenly irrelevant, totally worth it, and I would do it 20 times over.
Well, we've had Misty on the show a couple of times.
Yeah.
And of course, Misty's dance studio. And we have another sort of Misty in the community, and you kind of resemble her, and you have as much passion for working with young people as she does. So we're going to learn more about Abilities in Harmony and get to know our guest, Sierra Lyon, more right after this.
With our busy lives, it's a comfort to know that we can still remember loved ones in a traditional way with a monument. Lewiston Monuments in Lewiston, Minnesota has been helping families purchase a monument for over 4 generations. You'll find a large selection of beautiful granite, marble, and bronze monuments, all at competitive prices. And they're a full-service company, so they also do straightening, cleaning, and repair of monuments. Stop in or call for a no-obligation consultation, or visit lewistonmonument.com for more information.
At Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, we have assembled a championship team
who listens to what your needs are.
We install carrier comfort systems that improve the comfort, efficiency, and the air quality of your home and workplace.
We serve you with highly trained technicians who are prompt, friendly, and honest.
For Gold Star treatment, turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, your comfort is our business.
Welcome back to Seven Rivers Sports. Again, a special show this week. We introduce you to a new program with a very special person, Sierra Lyon, and the program Abilities in Harmony. Before we went to break, you talked a little bit about Harmony's Happening, a program, a fundraiser that was just recently in La Crosse.
Yeah.
Did that meet your expectations? And talk about that for our viewers.
It exceeded my expectations completely. So this past Friday, actually, we had our first major fundraising banquet, and I was just blown away by the amount of support, not only with monetary donations, of course, but just with the love and the positive feedback that we've gotten for our programs. It was amazing and more than anything I expected.
So what were some of the things that took place at that event?
Yeah, so we had some speakers that had participated in our camps in various ways. So we started off with having someone that's on our board of directors who is a former show choir director talk about his experience and the growth that he's seen in show choir and just the world as a whole, and how we are accepting of people with special needs in our community and just the growth in that. And then we led into having one of our performers speak and have her talk about her experience and how much she loved it. One of our parents speak, and also one of our volunteers speak as well. And for me, the volunteer one was just incredibly moving. She talked about how her experience in the camp was truly life-changing, and how that this isn't only something that affects these performers and these kids and these families, but the volunteers that have the opportunity and the joy to know these kids has been life-changing for her.
And I see you had an auction with some pretty attractive items.
Yes, yes.
Whoa! I mean, when I looked on Facebook and kind of tracked the progress of that event, you had a lot of people helping you out.
We did.
Family support.
Yes, yes. My mother she did it. She did it all. She has the same passion for this program that I do, and it was her mission to make sure that we can provide these camps, that having enough funds is never an issue for us to provide these camps, and she did an amazing job.
I could tell that. Well, your whole family pitched in. I know that.
Yeah.
Grandparents, everybody.
Yes.
So you talked about volunteers. I know you're looking for volunteers that have had a history of some involvement in show choirs, but here's an interesting testimonial from Brittany Parker, a volunteer. She says, being a part of Abilities in Harmony has exposed me to a community I didn't really know. It's an extraordinary community with so much love. I assumed that you gave love to this group of kids, but didn't realize how much love she, as a volunteer, was going to receive. These kids taught me so much more about myself. The abilities of these kids are endless, and I'm blessed to be able to know them. Emotional, powerful, says it all right there.
Oh, it does. It does. When she spoke on Friday night, I was just crying. I was just crying. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to talk after this.
So I watch a camp, I watch a performance. What am I going to see?
So you're just going to see joy for the whole time that they're on stage. So when we start our show, the kids are always nervous behind stage before the curtain comes up. They're always like, can I do it? Can I do it? Do you think I'm going to be able to do my solo? Am I going to be able to do it? Yes, of course, you can do it. And as soon as the curtain comes up, they remember that this is something they love. This is something they've been working for in their last 3 days of camp. And they're supported by their volunteer who's standing there right next to them that can help them if things don't go well.
How do you select the performance? How do you select the music?
So I look for any music that just kind of pumps you up and just is exciting and fun and positive. And this last camp, we did the song Roar by Katy Perry. And I have never seen a group of kids get so excited so quickly and just sing out and have no care in the world for what's going on around them. They're just in the music and in the moment.
Would you ever select one of my favorite songs, Dancing Queen?
Dancing Queen, that would be a great one. We actually have a kid in our camp that loves Mamma Mia, could probably quote the whole movie, sing all the songs.
So could I. Not the whole movie, but I can sing the song.
Yeah, so that's actually one that we have on our list for someday to happen.
Good.
So.
Well, you talked about parent involvement too, and I read a letter from somebody that I know from the teaching world, Leah Weiland, who's a teacher at Lincoln Middle School, and she has a daughter, Elizabeth. Mm-hmm. And she wrote a letter that I found was powerful. And it was a long letter, so I can't read it all, but what it has meant to her family and to her daughter is unbelievable. Talk about that.
Yeah. She is, her family specifically is one that I think of and the reasoning that we need to continue to do this and why specifically we need to have show choir. Her other daughters participated in show choir and Elizabeth just didn't have that same opportunity. She, has a fall risk and she can't, it's dangerous for her to be up on stage and she just didn't have that same opportunity that her sisters did. And to see the joy that not only Elizabeth has being on stage, but the joy that it's brought her family, you can't put a number on that. You can't put a value on that.
There's so many components to your program, and being a professional fundraiser like I was for over 40 years, I know the challenges in raising funds. Funding for the program, how does that work?
So we get funding a couple different ways. We are seeking out corporate sponsorships, and we also get donations from individuals that believe strongly in our program, as well as doing some small-scale fundraisers throughout the year. This past year at a lot of local show choir competitions, I go up on stage and say, hey, this is what we're doing. We know you love show choir, support our program, and I am just blown away every time at how supportive people are of providing this opportunity for others.
Looking at your list of sponsors, you have some powerful people that are committed to the community, but you're always looking for more. And
Yes.
fortunately, you're tax exempt, and
Yes,
that makes
sure
it
are.
a lot more. A lot of people try to get their organization tax exempt, and they run into a lot of difficulties. But you were able to achieve that.
Yeah.
People that are watching this show that want to be involved, how do they do that?
So we're always looking for volunteers. We have 5 camps this summer in various locations. We have 2 locally, and so we're always looking for people that are passionate not only about show choir, but inclusion and just bringing more opportunities and joy to people with special needs. That's one of the biggest ways you can help. Also through donating. We always need money to put these camps on, and so they can access tons of information about volunteering and donating on our website.
So inclusion.
Inclusion as well, yes.
Inclusion, obviously, it's a broad term, but inclusion meaning that you're always making sure that the community knows that you're open to more performers. Mm-hmm. So, and
yes.
Because there are lots of young people out there that have those special needs that perhaps don't know anything about it.
Right, and I think that the biggest message that our organization tries to promote is seeking out those that are not being included and looking for opportunities to find people that don't have the same opportunity as an able-minded and able-bodied person to give them those same opportunities.
So what's the future for this particular program? Again, Abilities in Harmony.
So we are having 5 camps this summer. So we have one again locally in the La Crosse area. We're going to be having one in Holmen, but we're also expanding as well. So we're going to have one in Neenah, Wisconsin, and De Pere, Wisconsin, which is open to that entire Green Bay community, as well as St. Paul, Minnesota. So we're growing a lot, and we're excited to learn this summer and make our camps even better, and then put them even more community.
Expanding way to the eastern part of the state. Does that have anything to do with your marketing major at Viterbo, that you're marketing this all throughout the state of Wisconsin and beyond?
Yeah, so it's going to school for marketing has been really, really helpful for me in learning. I'm learning as I go and how we're going to do this and making plans of how these camps are going to be successful. And so as we grow, I learn a lot. I've already learned so much more.
Well, again, only 20 years old and I'm already accomplishing a great deal.
Thank you.
If I was going to come to the camp and just look to see what it's all about, what would I see?
So we always start our camps by just introducing and kind of getting to know each other. So one of my favorite parts of camp is we play something called the same game. So I say, I like pizza, and if you like pizza too, you go, same. And so we always start by playing that to just remind everyone that's there, to not only remind the performers, but also the volunteers, that we all have a lot in common, and that we're all there for the same reason, because we love to sing and dance. So we start our camps with that, and then we go into learning choreography and vocals for what we perform in our show.
What do you see in the eyes of those special needs young people as they're participating and once they're finished?
So much joy, so much joy. Sometimes at the beginning, not as much joy, sometimes fear. Sometimes if it's the kids' first time in the camp, they're a little nervous. They don't know what to expect. They don't know what it's like to perform on stage, and they're a little nervous. But every single time they come off stage with a big smile on their face and excited to hug their mom and dad and just be proud of what they did.
How about parents? What would be something that you see in their reactions?
Tears in the eyes. Quite often, like I've mentioned before, for a lot of these parents, this is something they've wished for their child and hoped for specifically to have this, and for them to finally have that opportunity, they're just so joyful and so grateful that this opportunity is finally provided.
You're actually finding a gift that maybe is hidden.
Yeah.
Lots of special needs people perhaps never really get a chance to showcase their gift.
Right.
It's powerful, isn't it?
It is. It definitely is. And that's the biggest thing that I try to have available in the camp, is a performance opportunity, an opportunity to be on stage and have a huge group of people watching you, clapping for you and cheering you on, because they're equally as talented and equally as amazing as any of the kids in other show choirs.
If anybody watching this week's show would have a chance to see that, you would be amazed. It's a tearjerker, no question about it. I said at the beginning of the show we're always looking for new ideas, special people, and this is one tremendous story. How do our viewers learn more about this show?
Sure. So you can always follow us on Facebook. We're constantly posting different fundraisers we have going on, as well as volunteer opportunities, and always tons of pictures and videos of the kids, as well as our website, abilitiesinharmony.org. We constantly update that with everything we have going on.
Good. And if you need to know more and you can't reach any of those, you can just call me at the studio and I can give you all the information. But again, it's been my pleasure to have you on the show again.
Thanks
Sierra
for having
Lyon,
me.
Abilities in Harmony, and best of luck as you continue to expand and become successful. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you. Thank you. It's fun.
We'll be back with some closing thoughts right after this.
At Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, we have assembled a championship team
Who listens to what your needs are.
We install carrier comfort systems that improve the comfort, efficiency, and the air quality of your home and workplace.
We serve you with highly trained technicians who are prompt, friendly, and honest.
For Gold Star treatment, turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Your comfort is our business.
When you're faced with the decision of selecting a monument to honor someone dear to you, call Lewiston Monuments for a no-obligation consultation. Lewiston Monument is a full-service monument company, serving families in Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin for over 4 generations. You'll find beautiful granite, marble, and bronze memorials, all at competitive prices. Their experts can help you design the perfect and unique memorial. Lewiston Monument. Call today or on the web at lewistonmonument.com.
Welcome back to Seven Rivers Sports. I hope you enjoyed the interview with Sierra Lyon, a remarkable young lady who is destined for greatness and success in her entrepreneurship. Well, we are broadening our list of guests as we continue to look for ways to improve the show. If you have an idea for a guest or a topic, please contact us here at the studio. Check your local listings as we continue to bring you Knights of Thunder Racing every Thursday and every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Thanks for joining us this week. Next week, we profile two outstanding Logan High School tennis players who won another conference championship and advanced to state. Ben Fowler and Avery Shams will be my guests. Until next week, I'm your host, Terry Erickson, hoping that you will have an active and a healthy week ahead.